Yes, so in this case, we can see that the distribution of primary active loans with respect to age. So we can see that there is a sudden increase when the person is from 26, from 26 till like we can say 52. So at that time, the person will start earning mostly in India. So with that, they'll get some loan for like car loans or house loans with respect to their increase in age. And there is continuously like we can see that the stagnant phase between 30 to 40. So
Hmm.
in this age, we can mostly see that this all things are happening. Everyone will get some new things for them, and for that they don't have that amount in their pocket, reserve amount. So they always prefer by taking all these things through EMI because they know that
But how is it going to help me whether to give? This is a finding, right? That a person
yes,
aging from 30th to 40th are demanding for the loans because
yes,
they are the one who is doing businesses, who are, employed. These are the person who you can say is earning more as well, right?
yes,
They
right,
started earning or they are going to earn more.
yes, right.
What is the point here?
The point was to, find out whom to give the, which people are taking more loans. Okay, just to find that.
Okay, but how it will help me?
Let's see. So in this case, we can see that we can mostly prefer giving loans to these age person, so they have the more time to give the repayment. Sometimes the person who is aged at 30, they'll take some loan, house loan for like directly 20 years, as compared to the person who is around more than 50 years, they'll not take the loan for the 20 years directly because they know they are not sure whether they are going to survive for this much years or not directly. But in this case,
Right,
and
you
they
cannot service.
so means
Come on, what you are saying that there is no guarantee of anyone. Those
yeah,
who
there is
are young enough, they also go, right? This don't.
means they can take the amount that for these much years as compared to the person, because with respect to it, our health is not that up to the mark. And if something happens between, means if the person lost some job at between 30 to 35, they have that potential, they'll get a new job, as compared to the person who is at 50, that they don't have that much energy and everything.
I
Yes,
think the way you can present this slide is the person who is 50, right?
yes,
Obviously, at the time he is aging, so in maybe he won't be able to work in that much capacity as compared to the person who is working in his 30 or 32. Because if a person in his 30 and 32, he can manage more things, he can start more things, he can look out, more areas, more sources of income,
yeah,
right?
yes, right, yeah, you're right.
More sources of income. The person who is at the age of 30, because he can look it out to start his own
Yeah,
business, to do many other things. But the
but
person who is 50 or 52,
yes,
he is not going to take that much risk. So obviously, we can focus upon this age group because there are high chances that they can repay. That's how we should. We should never say, okay, this person has higher chances of repaying as compared to. Let's quickly finish it in another 5 minutes based on new accounts. Okay.
yes. So we can see that the with the means the probability of default, which is increased if the person have more accounts, uh, then there is chances of like they'll get the more default. So there are
Next slide.
So, moreover, apart from the customer-based attributes, we thought to dip down on the some based on the system-based attributes. Like on the basis of, if we talk about generally on the base of vehicle loan, so if we found some suspicious and strange numbers and strange figures, that the massive like hype and massive hike on some manufacturer ID. So some defaulties were very high in comparison to other manufacturers. So while sanctioning loan, the bank should be taken careful at that point. Ki only why this particular manufacturer ID is being having a so much like hike in having a defaulties. So there can be one suspicion that maybe this manufacturer is a kind of like doing some like under the table like uh, itself for its own profit. So from this figure, we can like have some more carefulness while sanctioning the loan. That to this manufacturer ID, the default cases are increased in very like steep number of cases. So this is what that we found insights on the basis of manufacturer ID.
I have one question, Nisha.
Yeah,
So basically, we are saying the default cases are higher for this particular manufacturer ID. But
yeah,
at the end, it depends upon the bank whether to give them loan or not.
yeah.
So are we saying that if 86 is the manufacturer ID, bank is just lenient and not looking at all the documents that he might look for other manufacturer ID, for example, 152, which don't have any defaulters?
But still bank can be careful, and still we can have such a small investigation if we can found more insights, and if we can have more evidence on that particular manufacturer ID that something is going wrong. So then we can reduce to number of defaultees on the basis of let's say if the bank have 100 loans, and from the like bank has sanctioned 100 loans to the customer, and out of 100 the 50 were given to the 86 manufacturer ID. On
Hmm.
the basis of that 50 assigned to the 86 manufacturer ID, 40 for default. So on the basis of this data or on the basis of these scenarios, we can reduce the number of defaultees, right? And at the end of
Right.
day, the bank will be only get
The
profited on.
example, correct, absolutely correct, Avnish. The example was correct, but the graph is wrong. When you try to explain it, you took the proportion. See, the thing is, if you look at your y-axis, right, it's so huge that I cannot even look what is 152, 153, and 156. It's not possible that we don't have any defaulters in this. It's just that it's so small that it's not showing in the graph. But if we have scaled it from 0 to 100%, the picture would have been more clearer. Because then we would have said that for this 86, let's say 5% of the customers get default, but for 152 also 5% of the customers get default. The 86 number is more than, let's say, 100K, because they sell their bikes in such a huge manner. Let's say there is a local vendor who is manufacturing bike and you're comparing it with Honda, Hero Honda. Then obviously Hero Honda is going to be the one who is going to be more on the default side because they're selling it to millions of customers. So
Got the
actually get that insight, we should have looked at proportions, because right now, according to me, 152, 153, and 156, these are the manufacturer IDs where we don't have any defaulters. You're getting my point? We should have looked at
Yeah, got it.
proportion and then have said that yes, for this manufacturer ID, the thing is very high. Now, for that manufacturer ID, you would have looked at across all the branch IDs. This manufacturer ID is taking loan from all the branch IDs. Is it the same behavior across all the branch, or is it just one branch for which that loan default is high? Once you identify that branch, okay, this is particular branch where the defaulters are high, you look at that branch overall. Like this branch gives loan to this manufacturer ID and the loan defaulters are high. What if this branch gives loan to other manufacturer ID? Is it following the same trend? If it is following the same trend, then we can say it's not because of the manufacturer ID, but because of the practices that is going on in branch. Because we are seeing the same behavior across all the manufacturers ID for that particular. Does that make sense to everyone?
So other
Based on
insights that we found, so we done some analysis on the basis of employee ID. So the employee or the executive of the particular organization that is helping customers for disbursing the loan and for attending the things. But still here we done two things. We have done the probability and we have done the number of defaulters. So maybe we can jump over the probability part. So we taken the
Hmm.
data and we filtered the data on the basis of like let's say more than 10 loans or more than 8 loans. So the person should have disbursed more than 10 or 11 loans, because let's say if the person have disbursed 2 loans and 2 of become default, then that data is I think not much insightful to us. So we filtered some data on the basis of employee, and then we have taken like top 15 employees who have like like who have disbursed the like loan to the person, and there is a maximum number of defaultees happen. Let's assume that if the employee have disbursed around 20 loans and are out of which 18 were default. So we can have, so this was a kind of some suspicion and some strange activity. So we can have a kind of careful on that particular scenarios, that why only this particular like case scenarios is having this issue. So due to this insight, we can
Okay.
look over to that employees, that what is the main issue or what is the main core reason that out of every 20 loans or out of every 30 loans, more than 70% or 80% of loan is getting default in comparison to other employees which are not getting. So we can get some insights on the basis of if we found any someone guilty, so we can reduce and we can reduce the incur of losses to the bank account, right? So yeah, this was the insight based on employee act.
Got it. Next slide.
So yeah, this was the important features that we just divided our stories into two parts. One was customer based insights, one was system based insights that we explained above. Yeah,
Hmm.
and that.